You know, after our program or ministry has moved through track to golf to a basketball size, then you get to the size of a leadership team that maybe is 20 people, 30 people, 40, 50. It gets very, very complex. And at that point, everything about the way you do ministry has to change, or you're going to shrink back to a size that's appropriate for a leadership team of 4 or 5 golfing buddies or 10, 11, 12 basketball players. And here's how the game changes. If you know anything about football, it's completely different than basketball, not only in terms of how the game is played, the size of the ball, but how relationships are. For instance, on a basketball team, when I played basketball, I knew every position and everything that went on. When the coach addressed the team, he addressed the starters that were in the game and the non-starters as well. We all knew everything, but that could never work on a football team with the number of people that are on it. That's why you usually have an offensive coach and a defensive coach. Now, here's how it works. If you were on the offense and the defense puts in a new blitz package, you don't really care. As long as they get to the quarterback and you get back on the field, you're happy. If the special teams has a new punt return that they put in, or kickoff return, or onside kick, whatever it would be, and you're not part of special teams, you're not the least bit hurt that you don't know what's going on. You don't expect to know what's going on, because if everybody knew everything, the meetings would go till 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. Now, here's where things get difficult. Some of you have been on a leadership or a ministry team, and you remember the golfing days of great, very in-depth, long relationships, and a 19th hole where you just shared life on life. You struggled when you moved to basketball, where you knew what was going on, but you were no longer so close, and some people started moving up and down into different roles. But now that you've moved to football, man, you are in great pain, because you no longer know everything and you feel left out, you feel devalued, you feel like your preferences are no longer being listened to as much. Well, here's what you need to know about a football-sized ministry. You have to do football-sized leadership. And if you decide that, nah, I don't really like that, I'm gonna try to do golf-sized leadership, here's what I can guarantee you. Your program or your ministry will shrink back down to a size appropriate for golf or basketball ministry. We have to come to that point where we're willing to unleash our personal preferences, our knowledge of everything that goes on for the sake of the kingdom and winning the game that God has put us in. And all of this is so important, because if you have people on your leadership team who think they're playing different games, you're gonna have dysfunction like you can't believe. But when you get everybody understanding what game they're playing and playing within the rules, it's amazing what God can and what God will do.